Good morning. I'm making beer braised beef shanks, and it's going to be served over garlic cheese grits. So the recipe calls for doing this all in the oven except for the browning. I'm going to do it all on the stovetop. So let's get started on Darlene's table. Let's get started by browning the beef shanks. Start with the olive oil, get it hot. I have 4 nice beef shanks here. This will be falling off the bone when we're complete. I may turn these several times. Such an inexpensive cut of meat, and it's absolutely delicious when cooked properly. That's looking good. Smelling good as well. All right, next I'm going to add, I have celery, garlic, onion, and carrots. That's going in on top. So chicken broth, red wine vinegar, Worcestershire, and my spices, which are onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, oregano, and dried basil. I also added a teaspoon of beef bouillon. The beer. Recipe highly recommends you use an amber beer, and I used a Shiner Bock amber beer. 1 can, 10-ounce can of tomatoes. I used the Rotel tomatoes. All right, we'll pour all this mixture on top. Just move it around a little bit. I'm going to taste it and see if it's got enough salt. And then just throw a couple of sprigs of rosemary on top. Now we're going to bring this to a simmer. Put the lid on it. All right. Had the lid on and we cooked it for 1 hour. Now remove the lid and cook for another hour without the lid. Now this will only take 2 hours total to cook, whereas in the oven it's going to take 4 hours, and it looks exactly the same. Tastes exactly the same. Doesn't that look good? All right, I'm going to put the lid back on, take it off the heat, and we're going to make the grits. All right, I'm starting with 3 cups of milk. Added the salt. You can use milk, water, or a combination of both. I'm going to bring this to a simmer, and then I'll slowly add the grits once we reach a simmer. Time to add the grits. Do it slowly. Don't just dump them in all at once. Add them and stir, add them and stir. That'll keep you from having clumpy grits if you do it this way. All right, put the lid on. Keep stirring those grits. All right, keep stirring. We'll put the lid back on, and this will cook for 5 to 7 minutes. At that time, I'm going to cover it and let it sit for at least 6 minutes before I add the cheese. Okay, now we're going to add the olive oil. After sitting for at least 6 minutes, add the olive oil and butter. Stir that in. Add the minced garlic. And next will be the cheese. This is a combination of the cheddar and Parmesan cheese. We'll let this sit for a little longer. It's going to thicken up some more. Grits are complete. It's time to serve. Beer braised beef shanks. It's a hearty and flavorful dish popular in many parts of the world. It typically consists of beef shanks slowly cooked in a mixture of beer, chicken broth, vegetables, and aromatic spices until they are tender and falling off the bone. The beef shanks are then served with the sauce and your choice of side dishes such as mashed potatoes, roasted vegetables, or crusty bread. Overall, beer braised shanks are a comforting and satisfying dish that is perfect for a cold winter evening or any time you're in the mood for some hearty and delicious comfort food. So if you want to make this dish, then go to darlenestable.com and find the recipe with all the ingredients. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please give us a like and consider subscribing. That way you can keep up with what is going on Darlene's Table.